This article covers a developing story. Continue to check back with us as we will be adding more information as it becomes available. The full The Lord of the Rings of Power release schedule reveals the first 2 episodes will release on the same day. Prime Video is behind one of the most anticipated 2022 TV shows by telling a new story in J.R.R. Tolkien's mystical world. Following a trilogy of Lord of the Rings and Hobbit movies, Middle-earth heads to the small screen to explore the Second Age in the Rings of Power. The series will explore the rise of Sauron and several other significant events that unfold around the creation of 19 powerful rings and the one to rule them all. Anticipation for the Rings of Power has been incredibly high ever since the series was announced in 2017 that Prime Video was giving the show a 5-season commitment with a roughly $1 billion budget. Reactions to the first footage released in early 2022 were a bit mixed, but there was a more positive response to the trailers released later on. That was good news for Prime Video as the Rings of Power's fall release neared and the incredible pressure placed upon the Lord of the Rings show to perform. Prime Video officially announced the full release schedule for The Lord of the Rings of Power, which included a few changes to the premiere plan. First of all, the show will now debut on Prime Video on Thursday, September 1st at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It was also announced that the Rings of Power's first 2 episodes will release on that day now, giving the series a 2-episode premiere. Episodes will then move to a weekly release format with a 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time launch time leading up to the Season 1 finale on October 14th. The development for the Rings of Power's release schedule means audiences will get even more of this new Middle-earth story right from the start. The series will revolve around young versions of familiar Lord of the Rings characters like Galadriel, Morfydd Clark, and Elrond, Robert Aramayo. The epic scope of the series will also pave the way for Numenor's Queen Miriel, Cynthia Addai Robinson, the Forger of the Rings of Power, Celebrimbor, Charles Edwards, and more to become major players in the fantasy world. Viewers should have an even better understanding of who these characters are and how they factor into the story thanks to the Rings of Power's 2-episode premiere. The multiple episode drop for a Prime Video original is not new, as The Boys and several other original shows have done the same. The Rings of Power following suit will give the series plenty of chatter upon its premiere and potentially help the Lord of the Rings show avoid criticisms that the main story is not fully in focus after a single episode. It might also point to episode 2 having some big moments that will generate even more interest in the series. The good news is that The Lord of the Rings of Power is now less than a month away from premiering. Join Amazon Prime, watch thousands of movies and TV shows anytime, start free trial now. Source: Prime Video.